Today I want to talk about the side of the history that not everybody wants to talk about. VW Beetle. It is known as an icon for peace and love because of all the hippies in the 60s, and they just made all the crabs about how lovely that car is. In reality, it should not be known for that because it has very complicated and dark history behind it. The Beetle was an affordable, simple, and reliable car. It was designed in the 1930s. It had an engine in the back. It's air-cooled, so you don't have to worry about radiators, thermostat, and all the cooling system craps that could break down on you any moment. It's supposed to be simple and be able to own by anybody, right? And a lot of people know, and a lot of people think Ferdinand Porsche designed that car, and it wasn't actually designed by Ferdinand Porsche. He should not get the credits for it. I mean, Ferdinand Porsche is, I'm not hating on him, I respect that dude. If you trace the roots of the Porsche 911 and the VW Beetle designs, it actually goes back to a car company called Tatra. Tatra is the third largest automaker in the world. They still make trucks, but they were used to known for making really cool cars and their innovative creation. Most of their cars made in the 1930s were really fast and really luxurious. I think some of their cars can go up to like 95 miles per hour, which was like M5 speed at the time, right? I have to mention Tatra because of the prototype they created in 1931. It is called the Tatra V578. So if you take a look at the prototype, it looks like a VW Beetle. Ferdinand Porsche basically changed the location of the headlights, and he's like, I designed the car, right? That's basically what happened. So the guy that was working at Tatra at the time used to work with Ferdinand Porsche. After the World War I, they used to work under a company called Steiner. Steiner was a car company. Well, they're not really a car company. They make trucks and army vehicles for all over the world, including the United States use their army vehicles. Here's a picture of it right here. So when they were working at that factory, they became close friends, But during the 1930s, Hans Levenger, he was working at the Tatra as a chef engineer, and he came up with the design, right? But he did not get the design. He did not get the credits for it. And in 1937, Tatra released a car called T97. And it was very popular. The Hitler was like, man, I need a car like that on the road. And it was actually a bad timing for VW because 1937 was the year before VW Beetle was supposed to be in the production. So Hitler was like, you know what? This car need to be gone because they looks too similar. So Hitler trying to force Tatra to stop making cars, and they didn't listen. But after a while, Germany invaded Czechoslovakia, and they were actually forced to stop making cars, and they were forced to start making trucks because they were so good at making both. So yeah, that's the first part. Neither Tatra or Hans Levenger got the credits for what they did. So when the VW Beetle came out, it wasn't called the VW Beetle. The Beetle was later nicknamed by the Time magazine because it was so popular in the 60s and it looked like a Beetle. It was actually called the KDF wagon. KDF is basically an abbreviation for this German word right here, which translates to straight through dry. There are some propagandas in the name, but that would not be the words that I would use because at that time, VW was using false label, like child labels and, labels from like prisoners to make the Beetle, because when you think about the timing of the history, it actually makes sense. But anyway, that was pretty bad. But even then, the KDF wagon was too expensive. It costed 990 Reichsmarks, and you have to get the mandatory insurance on top of that, which cost 200 Reichsmarks. So when you add them together, which is 1200 Reichsmarks, and it was too expensive. I mean, the car was supposed to be affordable by anybody that lived in Germany at the time, but it wasn't. So the company that made the KDF wagons came up with a genius plan. It was actually owned by VW, but VW was owned by the state at the time. So they came up with a program which kind of was there was a booklet, like a saving card, and a subscriber that joined the program had to buy one stamp every week, and they had to put the stamp in the card. I think each card can fit like 50 stamps, and each stamp cost 5 Reichsmarks. So by the time you purchase your 200 stamps, you will be able to buy a car. You will have enough credits for it. So by 1939, 260,000 people joined the program because it was genius, right? And in 1945, 700,000 people actually joined the program. When you think about it, that's crazy. It was not in the middle of the war anymore. It was almost at the end of the war. But a lot of people didn't want to stop paying for it because they thought they are gonna win the war, and they didn't want to lose any money that they invested on the program so far. So they kept paying for it, and 350,000 people actually bought enough credits for the car, like they pay off the program, right? But none of them got their cars because of the World War IIs and stuff. So everybody that joined the program lost their money. And when you think about it, the car that the sign was stolen from a company called Tatra is known as a peace icon, and it was made using false labels, and all the people that put all their money into the program that's actually supposed to give them a car, they don't get their cars, and it was known as the peace icon. Come on, how is that even possible, right? So that's the point of the video. I know I didn't explain it very well because I'm just not good at it, and I know I'm gonna get a lot of hate for it, but I make this video not because I hate the VW Beetles. I think they are great cars. They are great classic cars for anybody because they are affordable still, and they make millions of them. They make over 21 million VW Beetle for the VW Beetle, and it's the longest running car ever made. I mean, it was, they made more Beetles than Ford Model Ts, but it should not be known for the peace icon as it is, and I think Tatra and Hans Lefengo should got their credits for what they did. But it did not happen, and everybody knows VW as a peaceful little lovely car. And it kind of is, actually, I'm not gonna lie, but you have to embrace both sides of the history, and that's why I make this video. So yeah, thanks for watching.